Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. I'm Sakshi Batra and this is Market Today, a show where we'll help you understand the closing action on the D Street. It's the weekly options expiry of the Nifty and you are actually seeing the markets now slip to the low point of the day. We've given up some of those, early moves that we had seen right in the morning, and of course after that there has been a very choppy trade that followed, and now we are at the lowest point of the day, 97 points down at 25,114, and that's the pressure that we are feeling in the markets right ahead of the expiry today. What's still holding on? It's the real estate pocket, 1% higher for the index as a whole. Metals are up by 0.6%. Consumer durables, FMCG and Pharma. Some of the defensive names that are still holding up. But look at India VIX, which was so far a laggard. Look at it, that's also inching higher now, about 0.4%. But still, that's one of the reasons why the stock is also moving. The stocks are also volatile in today's trading session. What's happening on the Nifty today? Tata Consumer Products is the top mover. You have Tata Steel, Hindalco. The metals and the mining stocks are actually hovering higher today. Then you also have names like Trent, that's moving up. Two-wheeler stocks within Hero Moto is also moving higher, but IT, that continues to be a drag. Tech Mahindra is down post earnings, Infosys is down post earnings, not ahead of earnings, and Wipro is also lying a little low ahead of the earnings right now, 0.7% lower in trade at this point as well. When we look at even the broader markets, both of them have also seen some losing of the steam. Remember, last few days it was the broader markets that were seen outperforming the benchmarks, but there is some slow down in that momentum as well. Let's welcome our guest on board. Swati Hotkar now joins in, AVP of Technical Research at Nirmal Bang, to help us with her view on the market. Swati, warm welcome. Good to have you with us. Well, tell us first, it's the weekly options expiry. Volatility was already being expected, but what's really happening on the Nifty and the Nifty Bank? How would you look at both these indices?
The last two trading sessions, we was under the consolidation phase within the range of 25,140 to 25,240 levels within 100 points momentum. And today we have seen the breakdown of that consolidation, 2 days consolidation phase, which gives some sort of a cautious signs on the technical front. Now, Sakshi, what happened? Bank Nifty is also was hovering nearby its 20 DMA, and it has given the breakdown of the same level. So both the indices has given the short-term supports zones breakdown, so which might take indices on the downside. On the Nifty front, 25,000 will be the crucial support levels provided by the psychological support level. If it's break that level, then more selling pressures can be intensified, which might take a Nifty towards to 24,800. Up to that level, we might witness some sort of a depth into the market, and from there onwards, we will see the pullback rally on the higher side. For the longer term horizon, definitely the view is positive on both the indices, but such kind of short per downfalls can be utilized to generate buy calls on every dips or on every support levels. I believe if the Nifty manages to give the breakout of 25,300, more positive momentums can be seen into the market. There is a tug of war going on between the bulls and bears. If we look towards the market break today, almost AD ratio for 1400 stocks are in advance and 1400 stocks are into the decline. So a lot of tug of war is going on between. But for a short period of time, at least for a 2 to 3 trading sessions, we might witness some sort of selling pressures on both the indices. But I believe overall, it's a stock specific market, because a lot of mid caps also started showing the very good amount of a rally on the higher side. Stock specific momentum has been witnessed into the market. So I will try to convince the clients, or we are just like to give the recommendation rather than concentrating on the Nifty or the Bank Nifty, which is acting in a very volatile manner. Try to concentrate into the stock specific trading with the strict stop losses.
Okay, fair point. Let's quickly get into some details and talk about a few stocks. Then, Swati, let's start off with the F&O play. Sona BLW shot up in trade today, and this is after a tie-up with the BYD, the Chinese EV player, that the company has talked about that they will be supplying some parts to the Chinese automaker BYD, and that's potentially leading to some improvement, about 7% higher in trade at 486 in trade today. The talks were on for several months now, and finally we could be seeing some light on proceeding with the manufacturing facility in China, seeing as a key part of Sona BLW's broad strategy to deepen its long-term partnership with the Chinese EV player, and that could augur well. How are you looking at the technical charts? Can this point be also looked at as a fresh buying opportunity on Sona?
Yes, very well asked question on this particular stock. Definitely, we would like to give a fresh buy recommendation at the current market price. Why so? Because from the last 6 to 7 months, we was continuously witnessing a selling pressure. We have seen a stock has fallen from 700 to almost 350 levels, and from there onwards, we have seen a strong reversal rally, and the stock is on the verge of forming the W shape pattern. So which indicates that it has not formed the new lows on a downside, but definitely it has taken a very strong support of this low, and we have witnessed a bounce back rally. Now downside, if we look weekly charts from the last 2 weeks, 450 is acting as a very strong support levels, and from there onwards we have seen a very strong momentum rally along with the volumes. So whenever such kind of a price momentum goes with the volumes, which gives a confidence on the chart as well as on the trend of that particular direction. I believe it has a very strong potential to reach up to 540 to 550 levels on the high side. So one can go for a long position at the CMP by keeping the strict stop loss of a 450 on the downside for a target of 540 to 550 levels.
Okay, got that. So Sona BLW gets a buy from Swati at this point. Let's actually dig a little deeper to find what else is looking interesting in this market. Real estate plays, the index is up by over 1%. Swati, does it throw any interesting opportunities for investors right now? Prestige Estates, Sobha, they are up. Godrej, mid-cap, real estate names are actually buzzing in trade today. How would you look at this space?
Yes, I'm really positive on those particular index as well as on the stock itself. On the stock specific, my first preference will be on the Prestige, and the second one will be on Shuba. Prestige, why? Because weekly chart, the line chart shows that the stock has given the breakout of the inverse head and shoulder formations, and those inverse head and shoulder formation is of almost of 300 to 350 points from the current market price. We are likely to witness a strong momentum rally on the high side, which might take a counter towards to at least 2000 will be the initial target. Beyond that level to 2100 levels can be seen. Also, the interesting fact, it has given the formations of the flag pattern and gave the breakout of the same levels. So the two interesting, very strong formation has been witnessed on the larger degree and gave a breakout with the reset volume. So I believe one should definitely go for a long position into the Prestige at the CMP, or else if you're getting any deeps towards to 1650, 1700, those level are the very attractive levels. Downside, it has a very good support of 1600. I'm putting a target of 2000s from here onwards. So definitely one can go for a long position into the Prestige. About Shobha, yes, we have already seen a very strong momentum rally in this week. Within a span of a 4 working trading session, we have seen an uptick rally of almost 12%. So fresh longs are not recommended at the CMP, but if you're getting any deeps towards to 1650, 1600, those levels are the very strong support levels for this particular counter. So you can enter at those support zones, but not at the CMP. Those who are having, they can definitely hold on. Upside, the target is open at around 1750 to 1800. So my view is positive on both the indices, both the stocks.
Okay, fair point. So that's the real estate story for you. Let me just dig a little deeper to find out some names which are reporting their earnings and are reacting to their quarterly earnings. Navkar Corporation, that's one stock that's coming up on the radar. The stock jumped up about 10% in trade today, and that was after the company has returned to profitability and better margins is something that the company has reported in the June quarter too. The performance was aided by higher revenues, sharp improvement in the operating margins as well. Just look at it in the last few minutes, or there has been a sudden volume uptake and spike in the stock as well. 124, very small ticket stock that one can be looking at because the earnings are supporting this sharp price momentum. Swati, can this momentum continue after day one of this kind of a move? Remember, in the last 1 week the stock has already gone up 17-18%. A large part of this move of course has come in today post the earnings, but what would you do?
Actually, the view is definitely positive because after a 6 to 7 a week of a consolidation phase, today we got a breakout with a very decent volumes. I believe this kind of a rally is likely to be extended towards to at least 135 to 140 level. Up to that level, we are likely to see the witness. So those who are having any long positions, they can definitely hold on. Downside, it has a very good support of 115. So by keeping that as your profit stop loss, you can hold on the long positions for immediate target of 135 to 140 rupees on high side.
Got it. Let's also focus a little bit on the cables and the wires segment. Polycap today has come out with the numbers as well. Remember here, the revenues for the quarter have increased by 25% from last year at 5,906 crores. We've also seen EBITDA increase by 47%, so a strong move there. And, well above the projections and the estimates that were being made by the analysts of 31% odd. Margins are up by about 200 basis points from a year ago period. Net profit has also increased by 50%, from the year ago period to now 600 odd crore rupees as well. So the company's core business, the cables and the wires segment, is definitely a key to this strong performance. But let's find out on the charts what does it look like, because the stock is flat with a negative bias, about 0.5% lower at 6,906. Swati, this entire year has been a volatile year for Polycap. There was entire space when there was a time when the entire space was in the thick of action and upward momentum was seen across cables and wires. Then started to come some negative news flows on Polycap. The stock tested a lot of investors' patience and slowly and gradually was finding its feet. In the last 1 month odd and last 3 months, again the recovery has been pretty much good. 14 to 27% kind of a move is what we've already seen. Any suggestion post earnings? How would you look at this one and the entire sector? What is your overview?
Actually, my view on the entire sector is a little bit cautious, but on this particular stock is definitely positive. But I'm little bit cautious at the current market price. Why? Because already the counter is trading in the overbought zone, and we already seen a very strong momentum rally from 5,700 to 6,800 level. Now we are the stock is on the verge of the formations of a negative divergence in the overbought zone. So whenever such kind of a negative divergence forms, we are likely to witness the profit bookings at the higher level. So I believe we might witness some sort of a selling pressure or say the profit booking, which might take a stock towards downside towards at least 6,600 to 6,500. Up to those level, we might witness some sort of a selling pressures. So fresh longs are not are not recommended at the CMP, but those who are having, they can book their partial profits at the CMP, and second partial you can hold on by keeping the strict stop loss of a 6,700 on a downside. Upside momentum can be gauged once the stock manages to give the breakout of the 7,000 levels. Those are acting as a very strong resistance level. Yesterday also we have seen that the stock has somehow manages to maintain the intraday ticks of 7,000, but on the closing basis we have seen a downside nearby at least 6950 levels. So which gives us some sort of a cautious sign. It's not able to hold its strength on the higher levels. So try to book your partial profits. Another partial, as I said, you can keep with the stop losses. Any move above 7,000 will extend the positive leg towards at least 7,100, 7,150 levels. So at the CMP, I will suggest to book your partial profits.
Okay, fair point. Let's now dig deeper and talk about IT space, and not just on the ones that are have already reported earnings, but what could come in. Asim, my colleague, is also joining in on the conversation to help us understand what next for now. Wipro, the other big player in the IT space that's likely to report its earnings after the market hours today. Asim, what exactly is the big expectation there? We've already had TCS, HCL Tech Mahindra. Most of these companies have actually come in below some of the estimates when it comes to either the guidance or the revenue growth that has been posted. There is some dampness and below estimate kind of numbers that have been coming in. Can Wipro, post better numbers than the ones that have come in?
Thanks, Sakshi. So Wipro is also expected to post a soft quarter in line with the peers. Key things to watch out for in the results are IT services sales growth in dollar and margin outlook, any portfolio client specific issues resulting from ongoing geopolitical and macro concerns, and update on deal pipeline. Brokerage Equirus expects Wipro to guide for a decline of 1% Q-on-Q growth of 1% Q-on-Q in IT services dollar sales. Sales in CC terms for the second quarter. Dollar revenue is seen falling 2% to $2,573 million in Q1 from $2,626 million in June 2024 quarter. On a quarter-on-quarter basis, revenue is likely to fall 0.9% from $2,597 million. However, profit is likely to rise nearly 11% year-on-year to rupees 3,324 crore. On the other hand, Axis Securities expects a 3% quarter-on-quarter degrowth because of a slowdown in the European business and a slowdown in new deals. EBIT margin is likely to improve 29 basis point due to cost control measures. And it also expects the profit to likely to rise nearly 9% to rupees 3,268 crore, but it's likely to fall 8.5% on a quarter-on-quarter basis. It expects revenue is to fall 0.6% to rupees 21,829 crore on a year-on-year basis. However, on a quarter-on-quarter basis, revenue can fall 3%. Sharekhan expects a sequential revenue growth of minus 2.5% quarter-on-quarter in constant currency terms within its Q1 guided range of minus 1.5% to minus 3.5%. EBITDA margin is expected to be flat sequentially. HSBC expects Wipro to deliver another soft revenue guidance for quarter 2. However, it expects an improvement in business outlook from quarter 3 onwards. For the June quarter, Wipro is projected to report a 5.3% year-on-year rise in net profit at rupees 3,161 crore. The IT services dollar revenue is expected to decline 1% quarter-on-quarter and 2.1% on a year-on-year basis. HSBC sees a 150 basis point tailwind for constant currency revenues. However, it expects EBIT margin to dip to 17% from 17.5% in the March quarter owing to lower utilization and rupee appreciation. Back to you, Sakshi.
All right, Asim, thanks a lot for all that update. Let's see how the numbers really come in finally, but that's what the expectation of most of the brokerage houses is. Another muted quarter is what you're expecting from Wipro at this point in time. Let's get back to Swati to understand her view on the IT space right now. Swati, the earnings have actually come in lackluster for most of the IT companies that have been reported: TCS, HCL Tech Mahindra, L&T Technologies. Now Wipro will be coming out with the numbers. Again, a soft quarter is what is most of the brokerage houses expectation stands at. What are you doing with these companies and the stocks right now?
Yeah, already we have seen that the IT stock has already beaten down from the last few months or say the year. If you talk about the Wipro has already, we have witnessed a very strong correction in this particular stock from 340 to almost 230 to 40 levels. And now 250 to 40 levels are acting as a very strong crucial supports levels. I believe even if the results comes on a weaker side, we might witness some sort of a selling pressures which might take a counter towards 250 levels. But that should be for a short period of time. I believe that the IT index on the longer run definitely will show some sort of a very positive performance and which might take a Nifty and Nifty on the higher sides. So one can definitely go for a long positions in the Wipro at the current market price as well. At least 30-40% quantity should be added at the CMP. And if you're getting any dips towards the 250 to 40 levels, one can be added. Upside, it has a very strong potential in a long run period of time to reach at least 300 to 320 levels. So my view is positive for longer term duration. So one can definitely go for a long.
Okay, fair point. I hope this is also something that all our viewers have taken down as terms of how to look at these IT names amidst all the earnings that are coming in. Let's dig a little deeper to find some more stocks that are shining bright. Let's look at the Nifty 500 names. JSW Technologies, now 20% circuit can actually be seen on this one. Stellar set of numbers came in. And Ixico, one of the recently listed stocks, has shot up to a 52-week high, as well as what we are looking at is a very strong set of momentum, performance on the stock today. In fact, it's the all-time high that the stock has hit. Q1 net profit has jumped by 27%. And the stock has actually moved up very, very strongly in trade today for JSW Technologies. In trade, I think over 200 odd levels is what we have seen. 214 levels now at the day's high, at all-time high is what this stock has shut shop at. What else is buzzing in the Nifty 500? MIRC Electronics is buzzing. SmartWorks co-working spaces, the newly listed stock today, 9% higher in trade. We have Thomas Cook India. We have a lot of other stocks that are also on the move. Let's discuss this travel tourism space, Swati. Thomas Cook is also higher. We are also looking at Lead revenues. The earnings have come in stellar and therefore the momentum there. Are you looking at hospitality, travel, tourism, this space? Anything that looks positive?
Yes, Thomas Cook really looks very positive on the technical front purely. Why so? Because from 2025 was a very good year for this particular stock. We have seen rounding bottom formations on the weekly chart. Then we have after the rounding bottom formation, we witnessed a consolidation phase of 3 months, and now this month it's on the verge of giving the breakout of those levels. So whenever the stocks forms a very strong formations on the downside and went to consolidation phase, then we get a breakout. Such kind of a life cycle of this particular stocks, which gives a clear cut indication that the support has been formation, and very soon we are likely to witness the momentum in upside momentum towards northern direction. Definitely one can go for a long position at the CMP because risk reward ratio is really favorable. Downside it has a very good support formations of 155 levels, whereas the upside is unlimited. So at least minimum 220 to 230 levels can be seen very soon for at least within a span of 2 to 3 months. So one can go for a long positions with a stop loss of a 155. So Thomas Cook is the one of the good counter on the technical front. One can definitely go for a long.
Okay, even Yatra online is higher by about 7%. So I think this is all the travel and tourism space themes that are, buzzing in trade today. Let's look at some of the other baskets that we can probably look to find out or extract some more key insights and stocks from Swati also. Pharma is the one that we should be definitely discussing. Last few days have been very good for the pharma space. The index is coming back. Many stocks are hovering higher. Today, the gains are mild, not very spectacular, but across the board there is some move. So let's understand from Swati what's happening in the pharma space and where are you keeping your attention. On the one side, it's the diagnostic space, Divi's Lab, Ipca Labs, Anthem Bio IPO came in. From the CRDMO space, there is the frontline OEM players like large caps, Dr. Reddy's, Sun Pharma, Cipla. There are the mid cap ones that are back, coming back in action again. Names like Natco, Oro, they are the ones that are coming back into focus. What's your suggestion when it comes to pharma? How should one pick and choose the key stocks for their portfolio right now?
See, among the pharma pack, those who are into the lab sections, definitely those are really doing very well. Such as the Glenmark Pharma is one of the good contender, but it's already we have seen a very strong momentum rally. Long positions can be hold, but not at the CMP upside. We can witness the 2300 targets. So this is the one counter one. For the fresh long positions, Alchem Laboratory really looks very strong on the technical setups. The stock is in the formation of W shape pattern. On the harmonic, we can say that it's a bad shape pattern. The CD leg is going on. 5200 is the immediate target levels. Beyond that level, 5300s can be seen. At least by 30-40% at the CMP, and if you're getting any dips towards 249.50, 4900 level, you can add on. The stock has a very strong formations, and upside, I believe it has a potential to reach up to 5200 to 5250 levels on the higher side. So one can go for a long position at the current market price into the Alchem Laboratory. So this is the one counter looks very positive. Another counter positive on the pharma side is a Gland. Gland Pharma really looks very positive. The counter has already shown a very strong rally. See, at the current market price, I will not suggest to generate a fresh long positions, but the view is definitely positive. Upside momentum is likely to be continued towards 2050 to 2070 levels. So one can definitely hold their long position as long as this particular stocks hold 1950 levels. Those are the immediate swing support levels. So you can hold on the long position by keeping your profit stop loss of 1950.
Okay, fair point. I hope this has also helped you out. 324. Let's quickly get any BTST, STBT trades going. Swati, if you could suggest any to our viewers.
Sure. Two buy calls I would like to give, which will be from the mid-cap point. One is the Time Techno. This particular stock has given the breakout of the flat patterns today only with a very good volumes. I believe that the stock has a potential to reach up to at least 495 to 500 levels. Currently, the counter is trading at 471, 472 levels. So one can go for a long position at the CMP by keeping the stop loss of 455 for a target of at least 520 levels on the higher side. Another interesting formations on the technical front is on the CG power. This particular stock has given the breakout of 200-day moving average after a 1 month of trading sessions, and consolidation breakouts had been witnessed in this particular stock. So one can definitely go for a long at the CMP. Currently, the counter is sitting at 688. 675 will be the immediate stop loss one can keep. We are looking for a target of at least 720 to 730. So those are the two counters which are not dependent on the market or the Nifty or the Bank Nifty. So one can definitely trade safely on a buy side with the stop losses.
Okay, got that. I hope viewers have taken all that down in terms of the key BTST, STBT trades that could be in focus. Last 5 minutes to go before we shut shop on the expiry session. But what's buzzing is, some of the NBFC stocks, wealth management companies, they are the ones that are buzzing. So let's look at some of those. Swati, Nuvama is up in trade today. We're looking at Anand Rathi continuing its up move from the time it reported its earnings. There are some other names like Geojit is moving in trade. Edelweiss is also higher, 361 WAM. Any suggestion on all of these stocks from the NBFC wealth management particular space?
November looks good at the current levels. The stock is well placed above the important moving average. Interesting formation that it is trading in upward rising channel. So the setup is really strong, but I believe that we need to keep an eye on whether those kind of a rally is likely to be sustained or not. Today we are witnessing a very strong momentum rally. I will not suggest to create a fresh long positions, but those who are having it definitely hold on. Since the market is too volatile, I'm not much positive into this particular sector as such because we have already seen a very good amount of a rally. So we might witness some sort of a profit bookings at the higher level. So whatever the long position you have, you can definitely hold on by trailing your stop losses on the higher side. But Novama specifically, definitely one can hold the long positions as long as this counter trades above 7700 levels. Those are the very crucial support level for this particular stock. Upside, it has a potential to reach up to 8,000 levels to 8,050. So those are the good stock one can definitely keep into their portfolio.
Okay, fair point. I hope this has also helped you out, viewers, in understanding what exactly should you be doing with the key stocks in this space. Thank you so much, Swati, for being with us on the program and helping us with all your insights on the markets. It's always good to speak to you to get all those market insights for all our viewers. Thank you so much. Hope you have a fantastic time. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.
All right, viewers, we'll start wrapping up. It's about 3 minutes to go before we shut shop for the day. 25,113, about 100 points lower in trade. What has been a key contributor to this decline? Let me just point out to you the top contributors in terms of decline. HDFC Bank. Remember, the stock moved up yesterday and went above the 2,000 odd levels. This was after HDFC Bank indicated that upcoming earnings announcements on Saturday will also focus on first ever bonus issue of shares for HDFC Bank, and that's what is keeping the stock buoyant. Today there has been some profit booking. It's contributing 20 points to the overall 92 points decline that you are seeing on the Nifty today. Infosys is contributing about 18 points. ICICI Bank is contributing about 13 points. Reliance is contributing about 10 points. So heavyweight banks, heavyweight IT and Reliance Industries are the key contributors to this decline on the markets today. A 95 point of decline is largely being contributed by these 5-6 major heavyweight counters right there. What's on the contrary trying to stem any of these losses? Tata Steel, M&M, Tata Consumer Products, Hindalco, Bajaj Finance, Ultratech Cement, Trent, Titan. At least 5 of Tata Group names are contributing on the positive side in trade today. Let's actually look at how are we ending the day. Real estate, metals, consumer durables, top 3 sectors in the move. You can also see FMCG, auto and pharma. FMCG Pharma being the defensive back. IT is the top loser, 1.5% of a loss, largely led by Infosys and of course a decline across the board on the IT segment today. Banks also continue to be on the back foot. Remember, PSU banks rallied yesterday and in the last couple of days. Today they are seeing some profits being taken off. Even the broader markets are on course to end the day in the red with losses of about 0.2% each. Now let us look at some of the stocks that you could be catering to or looking at within the F&O basket. So Sona BLW Precision Forgings that we discussed 7% higher when the company is talking about talks with BYD, the Chinese EV player, for supply of more parts there, and therefore the stock is buoyant. Prestige Estates is one of the stocks that even Swati focused on in the real estate basket. RBL Bank is another one that's also on the move. On the downside, LTI, Mindtree, Tech Mahindra, again those IT names that are down. Bharat Dynamics is another one that's also on the downside in trades today. So there you have it. The screen is frozen. 101 point of a downtick, 25,110. That's the closing level for the markets right now. So what seemed like right at the opening of the trade today that the bulls might strive to be in the buying zone and come back into action has again gone to the bears in today's trading session on the weekly options expiry. Remains to be seen on some of the biggest earnings that will come in. Remember, Axis Bank is slated to come out with the earnings. Wipro is slated to come out with the earnings. All of these are likely to impact as to how do we see the markets opening tomorrow, which will be the last trading session of the week, which has been extremely a volatile one as well. Well, stay tuned on Business Today television. Even beyond the market hours, we will continue to give you coverage from the world of business and finance. But thanks a lot for joining in on Market Today.
China and other countries are racing to catch up to America, having to do with AI, and we're not going to let them do it. We have